If you're a UK pensioner or you care for someone who is, this update could be one of the most important pieces of news you hear all year. The government has finally listened to your voices, responded to months of public outrage, and delivered a dramatic U-turn on winter fuel payments. After last winter's devastating cost of living pressures, 2025 promises to be different. But what exactly does this mean for you? How much money will you receive? Who qualifies? What's the catch? And how can you protect yourself from the wave of scams that have already begun? Welcome to Pensioners Power, your trusted source for everything you need to know about pensions, retirement planning, and financial wellness. Here, we cover the latest news, expert insights, and essential updates to help you maximize your retirement years. Whether it's understanding pension schemes, making the most of your savings, or staying informed about financial changes, you're in the right place. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an important update. Now, let's jump right into today's topic. Let's rewind to 2024, a year that pensioners across the UK won't soon forget. It was the year when the government, attempting to curb public spending, imposed a means test on the long-standing winter fuel payment, a move that set the eligibility income cap at just £11,600 per year. Now that number may sound familiar. It's roughly the annual income of someone relying solely on the basic state pension. But what it failed to account for were the hundreds of thousands of older Britons who had a small private pension or modest savings, people just slightly above that line, who were suddenly cut out of the support system entirely. For these pensioners, energy bills were approaching £1,700 a year, and with inflation hammering down, every pound mattered. Heating a home in the middle of winter became a luxury. Elderly couples began rationing warmth, using hot water bottles, and closing off rooms to cope. Charities were flooded with calls. Energy helplines reported desperation. Martin Lewis, perhaps the most trusted financial voice in the UK, called the policy disastrously unfair. And slowly, the government began to listen. Fast forward to February 2025, and the government has completely reversed course. The income threshold has been increased to £35,000 per individual, a seismic shift that instantly expands eligibility to include millions of pensioners who were previously excluded. Let that sink in. If your income is below £35,000, you are now eligible, and not just eligible, but automatically enrolled. That's right, no application process, no forms to fill out, no long phone calls, no queues at the job center. It's automatic. As long as you were born on or before 22 and September 1959, the payment will be deposited directly into the same account you receive your state pension or other DWP benefits. This isn't a minor tweak. This is a total overhaul, and it's being welcomed as one of the most significant improvements to pensioner support in recent years. So what will you actually receive? Here's the full breakdown, based on age and household type. Single pensioners, under 80, £100. 80 or over, £200. Couples where both are pensioners, both under 80, £200, £100 each. One under 80, one over 80, £300. Both over 80, £300, £150 each. But there's a twist. If any individual in the household earns over £35,000, their portion will be clawed back through the tax system. So, what does that mean? Let's say you and your partner are both 83. You'd receive £300 total, but your partner earns £36,000 through a private pension. In that case, their £150 would be taken back through an adjustment in their tax code, leaving your household with £150 net. Still a welcome sum, but important to understand how it works. Let's make this personal. Imagine Margaret, aged 82, living with her husband George, 76. They both receive the state pension. Margaret is over 80, so she qualifies for £200. George qualifies for £100, bringing their total household support to £300. But George recently began drawing down a private pension and now earns £37,000 annually. Because of this, his share £100 is clawed back, and they'll receive £200 net. It's crucial to remember that the threshold is per person, not per household. This allows more fairness, especially for mixed-age couples or people who live with a carer or adult child. And for those with no other income except the state pension or pension credit, this system finally ensures they aren't excluded just because they didn't fill out the right form. Let's talk about pension credit, a lifeline for low-income pensioners, and now more relevant than ever. Under the 2024 system, winter fuel payments were tied to receiving pension credit, which on paper made sense, but in practice was a bureaucratic nightmare. Nearly 700,000 pensioners missed out simply because they weren't claiming pension credit despite being eligible. Maybe they didn't know about it. Maybe they were overwhelmed by the process. Maybe they were dealing with cognitive decline or lacked digital access. This wasn't just unfair, it was dangerous. Vulnerable pensioners were literally freezing in their homes, while benefits they were entitled to went unclaimed. The new system fixes this. Everyone born before the date automatically gets the payment, even if they've never heard of pension credit. And if you're already on pension credit, you get the full payment with no clawback whatsoever. This is a massive win for fairness and dignity. With good news, sadly, comes bad actors. Scammers have already begun sending texts and emails pretending to be from the DWP or HMRC, urging people to apply or confirm their bank details to receive their winter fuel payments. Let's be clear, you DONOT need to apply. You DONOT need to give your bank details. The payment is a UTOMATIC. If you receive a suspicious message, delete it. If in doubt, go directly to gov.uk or speak to Citizens Advice. If you're earning over £35,000, don't worry, this won't trigger a tax nightmare. If you're on PAYE, your tax code will be adjusted automatically. If you're self-employed, it will be managed via self-assessment. The government has reassured the public that no one will be forced into self-assessment just because of this payment. So for most people, it's handled quietly in the background. Still, it's smart to check your tax statement later this year, just to be sure everything looks as it should. Some people, especially higher earners, might choose to opt out of the payment altogether, either to avoid the tax process or because they feel others need the money more. The government has confirmed an opt-out system is in development, but as of June 2025, the details remain unclear. We don't yet know whether you'll opt out per person or per household, how early you'll need to opt out before the payment is triggered, or whether the process will be online or paper-based. We'll keep you posted as this develops. Let's take a moment to reflect. This isn't just about a payment. It's about peace of mind. It's about knowing that after a tough few years with COVID, energy crises, inflation, and political wrangling, someone in power is finally saying, "We see you, we hear you, and you matter." Whether you're living alone in a council flat, caring for a spouse, or comfortably retired with a private pension, this policy says you're part of this society and your dignity matters. So when that payment lands in your account later this year, know that it's not a handout, it's what you're owed, and you didn't have to fight for it this time. Thank you for watching Pensioners Power. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and share it with others. Stay informed, stay engaged, and we'll see you in the next video with more insights on the issues that affect the UK. Take care and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for all the latest updates.